New Zealand did the unthinkable by winning their first test match in India after 36 long years. The men's cricket team, the visitors, beat India by 8 wickets in that first test of the 3-match series. Now, while many expected Virat Kohli to dominate at what was his home ground in India's city of Bengaluru, it was in fact a local boy from the New Zealand camp though, Rachin Ravindra, who was clinical in the rain-hit match. Rachin Ravindra's century in the first innings, especially after India floundered, was critical in getting New Zealand to force a win. And his match-winning performance earned him praise from the highest order.
Cricket has a way of connecting us to our roots. Rachin Ravindra seems to have a special connection with Bengaluru, where his family hails from. Another century to his name.
So what was the turning point in this test? Well, it had to be that first innings when India got bundled out for 46. That really shifted the momentum in New Zealand's favour. India's fight back in their second innings was not enough. The Indian batters tried to get the scales to even out with a valiant effort by Sarfaraz Khan, who notched up a maiden 100, and of course Rishabh Pant, who came back despite being injured and stitched a very useful partnership with Sarfaraz Khan. Despite India's fighting second innings display, the internet was divided. Many applauded the positives for India from this test, but a majority slammed Rohit Sharma and his captaincy. The skipper was primarily criticised for putting India into bat first on that sort of a track, something the captain took the blame for. Rohit Sharma came to that press conference at the end of day 2 and admitted it was a wrong call, and it was his wrong call. Now, it takes a lot to accept one's faults, which Rohit Sharma did. He took that bullet for the way the test turned out. And that shows a bit of character too. But he also gave a very key message at the end of that test after that loss.
I'm not going to look too much into this test match, honestly, because those 3 hours are not going to dictate what this team is. I think it's important to keep a consistent message in the group, which is that whenever we are put under pressure, we try to make a way into the game in whatever possible way.
Yes, that decision hurt, but he said that would not define the caliber of this team. Despite the criticisms, Rohit's message is loud and clear. He and his team are not thinking much about this loss. Many critics also slammed some tactical moves Rohit Sharma had made, which in hindsight, of course, did not come off. Sure, India were expected to beat New Zealand and at home, but given how India batted in that second innings, it proves that the Indian team is trying to stay positive even in the eye of defeat. Because the series is not done yet. The squads for the remaining 2 test matches have been announced. The Indian team has continued with the same squad, but the interesting addition is that of Washington Sundar. The reason behind that can be to add more batting depth to that Indian lineup, especially after Washington Sundar's recent performance for his state side Tamil Nadu. The all-rounder came in at number 3 and scored 152 runs in that innings. Valuable contribution that has clearly got the Indian selectors to turn their heads in his direction. And if added ammunition won't do, and how is this for inspiration? India have a habit of making comebacks, especially when they're down and under pressure. India lost the opening test against England earlier this year at home, only to win the 5-match series 4-1. Against Australia too, India lost the opening encounter but ended up winning the 4-match test series 2-1. Against New Zealand in 2021 as well, India drew the first game but came right back hard to seal the 2-match series 1-0. But here's the thing now, it isn't just about winning a series. That's not important. There's something bigger at stake. It's the World Test Championship final. A spot there. And we keep mentioning how crucial this is because every game matters. Currently, India still hold the number 1 spot in that points table. Now, that points column there is called a points percentage system. It is calculated by multiplying the points earned or lost by 100. The situation for the Indian team has become a little more complicated. Their PCT took a hit post that loss, because of which Australia and Sri Lanka are now breathing down India's neck. Australia are second, and Sri Lanka narrowly behind thanks to their recent series sweep over New Zealand. Now, given the loss, India now need to win 5 of their remaining 7 test matches, and those include the 2 coming up against New Zealand and remaining 3 against a team like Australia in their 5-match test series in their own backyard. And we know how steep that climb is going to be. The next test between these 2 sides, which is India and New Zealand, is set to start on the 24th of October and in the Indian city of Pune. All eyes will be trained on Rohit Sharma and his side.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.